guys, how you doing? Matt Briers,
Sean Juggler
from Soul Fighters Academy and Tri-Tac Martial Arts. Our mission is to inspire warriors to discover, learn, and experience martial arts in all its glory. Today we're going to look at one of our principles called the combat guard. And in Tri-Tac Jiu-Jitsu, we incorporate a lot of different grappling-based systems. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, Sambo influence, as well as some of the striking components we use when we're talking about self-defense and combative, etc. When it comes to the ground, one of the biggest principles I put on my students, the value I put on my students, is the idea of a combat guard. We'll go over that in a second. This position keeps us mobile, allows us to attack a variety of different angles, and provides more opportunities than just being flat in the back. So let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so let's take a brief look at, before Sean tries to kick my ass, let's take a brief look at the position of combat guard. What I try to tell people is think about that on the ground you have a stance too, just like you do standing. And the combat guard principle is that I have one leg down. If I'm left leg lead, my left leg is up, my right leg is down, my left hand is forward, my right hand is back. It's like a self-defense position. Like I got now a person over, that's the same. He's in his left leg stance, all right, or orthodox stance. I'm in the same stance on the ground. So when we're here, when the combat guard comes into play is when I've gotten knocked down, when I've gotten tripped over something, when someone's pulled me down, and I have to fight from the position on the ground. We did a whole other video on it called the BJJ Combat Guard. Check it out on our channel, so I'm not going to go into too many details. But what we think about it is that we're very mobile down here. As soon as I get flat on my back, I am now creating a big problem for myself. He can easily pass my guard. I got no mobility, attack my feet, whatever, or just punch me in the face. So it's a very bad position for me. So instantly, when I have to create space, I've got to get to this position. And if you should recognize, this is like a technical stand-up position. That's where the idea of the combat guard comes from. That this posting hand allows me to move backwards, but it also allows me to move in, or it also allows me to change angles really quickly as well. So we're going to look at attacking the legs from this position when we can't get up because we've got someone over us or someone's encroaching us, or you're just, let's say, training no-gi grappling or jiu-jitsu, whatever, and you want to start attacking the legs. So first one is essentially a low-level single that I want to do. And the movement pattern, so before I go on to the body, is you think about your S-legging. So your S-leg can come over your shin, all right? My idea is, now, you may see Sean's nice scar here, so I'm not going to go too hard on this knee. But my idea is that I'm actually attacking the shoulder to inside the knee. I make a joke when I teach this technique. I say, well, you can't strike in jiu-jitsu, technically. And my thought process, yes, I can. I can drive my shoulder into your knee and nicely try to blow your knee out. We're talking combatives, I'm trying to rip that thing out. When we're grappling and wrestling, I'm just trying to get a hold of it, pin it, and get on top of it. So first thing, I've got my space. I'm gonna roll over my shin on a high S-leg, get up on it, two hands in, or arm wrap. Oops, sorry, buddy. And then this leg, this arm, this shoulder drives, and he comes down. Right from here, I don't like, if I have the opportunity, I like getting at the end of the foot so I can start wrestling it, or just get stay in the end or attacking footlocks, or come up myself, all right? If I get glued to him, let's say here, I give him an opportunity to start wrestling and get in my back, all right? So that's number one, so look at it again. Inside single, a low-level single. I'm moving, he's coming in, I'm S-legging, attacking it, and then being very defensive and looking to come up with it, okay? So off that same idea, a lot of times, let's say I come too straight onto it and he drives back into me, or I just really don't get the angle I need, all right? I kind of get started flattened out. What we're gonna do now is learn to go back to a guard position. So I come up, and I don't get it, I come here, or sometimes my students will come up in a high line, they get jammed up. All we do now is put the foot back underneath the mat, this leg comes in, I'll elevate, turn, catch the heel, and roll out. Let's look at that again. I'll do it right from this angle so you can see both sides. I'm here again. I go on it. Boom, I get jammed up. I hold the knee, post my foot on the ground. Shin, my foot comes to the inside. Now I elevate, turn my right shoulder, catch the heel, and roll out. All right, so that's your second one. Because now you're going from that low-level single attack. Boom, and now learning to come back into like a technical stand-up and using his foot to help bring him over you. So essentially we call it going out the back door. I'm bringing Sean's weight up and over me so I can sift through the attack the leg. So that's if we were like, we're same side, we're both orthodox stance. Let's have Sean switch the lead. So now, I like this matchup a lot because it does leave a few more options. We're gonna stick with two, but I also think about my lines of attack. When, stay right there. If my feet are in the middle, I really don't have that leg, okay? I want to come on the outside of that leg. I may have to pull guard and get underneath, but that's not the game I want to play. I like being on top, especially when I'm thinking about jiu-jitsu or grappling from an overall combat perspective. I really don't want to be in the guard. I really want to get on top as quick as possible, get to a better position. So that's essentially my game. Now, if my feet are on the outside, well, now I can start wrestling. And it's very much like a low-level thing. Stay right there. Is when I'm coming around the corner, all right? I'm not going to attack it too hard right now. I'll show you on the ground. So I'm here. Now I'm going to push off that same leg and coming around. Right? Come around, look and hug it. Then I'll rip the heel to my groin and lay down on it, all right? This side. So I'm here, I'm moving. I see it, come around. Then it's on it right away, driving him down. And again, I'm back to referencing the feet, whether I want to stand up and pass or I want to disengage. Last one, same exact entrance, but let's say I don't get all the way around. I push through, I kind of get jammed up in here. Some of you like setting this up too. Now, if you guys can see, I'm making a V with my foot. My instep is wrapping around Sean's ankle. My toes are starting to curl around, all right? Now, when this one, I think about, I'm gonna bring my knee together, okay? You see how it starts breaking Sean's structure down? This part of my arm, the bend of my arm, goes right behind his kneecap. So that, think about, you're actually throwing a boom. We're doing self-defense, I'm trying to hit that knee and break it down. And I'm gonna grab my own thigh. Right from here, I'm gonna start pushing. I'm not gonna do technical stand-up per se and go backwards. I'm gonna roll over his foot. So I start getting on top. Now I get here, I start striking if I want to, or to start wrestling to pass his guard. So when I make my students do one, I really try to make them like come around hard on knees. So they're like, boom! They're trying to drive that leg right off the bat. Where they come around the corner, I just tack this. They're grabbing it, now rotating over their hips, coming on down. Now they're looking for the leg to trap them and wrestle. So, just to give you a brief overview, let's go back to this left leg lead. When we look at our lines of attack, you know, if you look on my inside leg, I'm mirrored. Like, this is my angle around, right? If that lead leg is right there, I can't get the outside line unless I switch my hips, which brings us to another series, okay? But right now, I'm staying the inside line. That first one, I S-legged and came up, all right? Second one, still going inside leg. I come in through, I S-leg, I get jammed up. I use this foot, elevate and knock him over. Now, left leg lead again. And if I want to, let's say, tack the inside, or I want to tack this leg, I'll now have to start switching my hips and going that way. But there's so much more distance to catch up to that leg. That's why I always make my students and myself, I only tack the lead leg. If I have to tack the rear leg, I've got to make up a lot more space. And when I have to make up that space on the ground, it's harder. He's got height, mobility, and it's easier for him to get his legs away. So when we're doing this, we're only looking to attack those legs. So now he switches. Now I have the outside line. So we were on the inside line of that leg, so that was lead. Now we're on the outside line of this leg. So our first one, we came around, boom. Started wrestling this way, okay? Very similar to that standing wrestling shot. Or we came in, same thing, jammed it. Sorry, Sean. Okay. And now I'm S-legging down to come on top. So we'll do a quick little highlight review for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in below, and I will be happy to respond to them. Louis, guys, thank you very much. Quick interjection when we were talking off camera about some of the questions that these guys had. And first one was movement. I'm not staying down here. The reason I am here is one, I am, let's say, playing sport and I want to work this position. Or just rolling and training, I want to work this position, okay? Number two is, I can't get up, because even if I get up, I'm going to get punched in the face. Like, my technical stand-up is out the window because I don't have the space and distance. I may be able to put in a kick somewhere to create that space and distance, but I'm fighting from here because I have to. And within that, I am not choosing to stay here. I've got to move right off the bat. And like, if I have a one, let's say we're all comfortable left leg lead, you may be left-handed, you may be comfortable right leg lead, but that's generally the position you're going to fight from, and you're instantly looking to attack. Whatever leg's in front of you, you have to attack. You do not want to be down here. Think about what's really important to tri-attack jiu-jitsu and our variation of grappling, or our variation of combat grappling, is that being on the ground is a consequence. We have to get up on top. And if you look at wrestling, one of the wrestlers are incredible scramblers and are always in this range, fighting the legs, and just always finding a way to get on top and pin. That's essentially the whole wrestling game, is get on top. So when you apply those principles from guard, it becomes very, very usable. Second, the question was talking about the guillotine choke. If you think about it, if it was like a stall, get jammed right here. Sean doesn't have, he can grab my neck. Once I start going, you get no choke here, okay? Now, let's say a double leg, where I'm now here, well, there's my neck for him, right? Does that make sense? Because my head and shoulders and hips are centered on the low line, I'm just trying to fight this down, trying to attack the knee, attack the structure, and rip the heel in different ways, or glue the heel, or rip the heel different ways to finish. But I'm not really in a high risk of a guillotine choke. Now, if I stay here like a dumbass and not do anything, I'm gonna get punched in the face over and over again, right? That's not gonna be good. So again, it's once I get in there, I've gotta move and I gotta wrestle. And you can't just do this by, you gotta try it, play with it. So, really cool position, really fun to work with, but don't stay there, okay? If you can get up at any point in time, get up, all right? And you may get up and reshoot or attack a different way, but I'm not a dead fish, okay? You're always looking to be in a mobile, defensive yet offensive position. Thanks for watching, guys.